I'm Blaine, and I'm here to talk to you about the Roadworks Plan for the North Shore community. The community has told us that improved roads are the highest priority, and over the past few months, we've been working on some short and long-term plans for the North Shore community based on the funding that's available to us, the grant guidelines that are there, and really what we're hoping is to meet the community expectations. The genesis of this conversation started in May 2020, and that's where I'd like us to go to before we dive into what the future program looks like. In May 2020, Council was allocated 960,000 from the Local Roads and Community Infrastructure Program, and that money was allocated to the North Shore. When we were successful in achieving this grant, we looked at three projects. The first was an improved pedestrian link for recreational use. The second, Shoreline and North Shore Drive upgrades, and the third, Riverside Drive upgrades. In October 2021, after Council heard this information, they then moved forward to undertake some geotech investigations along Shoreline Drive to better understand what works could be done and what couldn't be done. The geotech investigations have shown us that we require additional works on Shoreline Drive before we can undertake a full resurfacing and rehabilitation of the road. Armed with this information, in April 2022 and in June, Council began to review the options for the North Shore Road Maintenance Works Program and Future Works Program. In deciding what that would look like for a future works program, Council needs to consider that the grant allows us to do certain things, such as it can only be used for road construction and maintenance and cannot be used for investigation and detailed design work. The road program must be spent by December 2022. Using that information and to meet the grant criteria, we have now developed a 2022 road maintenance program, the number of sections on the North Shore, as well as a long-term plan for the upgrade and rehabilitation of Shoreline Drive. The area you live in is very unique, and as such, we need to take further design works so that we can achieve the best outcome with the money that is allocated. The presentation from here now is split into two parts. The first, which I'll speak to now, is the roads maintenance program that we're going to deliver in 2022. The second is a future works program. Council is proposing to undertake extensive road maintenance program between September and December of 22. In brief, this will look at heavy patching and resealing, depending on the location of works and existing road conditions. A full list of those repairs and the maintenance program has been included with a letter that was provided to each of you in a mailbox drop, and is also provided here in the presentation. You'll see there are 9 sections, and work is to be done on the majority of those sections, except for section 2 and 5, where no works will be done in section 2 because of the current road condition, and section 5 because that's Shoreline Drive, where further investigations need to be completed and will be discussed shortly. In brief, as I've stated, the maintenance works vary in scope between pothole repairs, heavy patching, and resealing. Please look to the presentation or the letter provided for more information. As I mentioned, there are 2 parts. The second part is the future works program. Outside of the proposed maintenance works from September to December, we also are committing money to fund the investigations of the detailed design work for Shoreline Drive. From that detailed design, we will seek additional grant funding and operational plan funding to implement these works. You may be asking what exactly is involved in more studies, or why we would need to even do more studies before road rehabilitation can take place. Let me dive a little further there. As a basis, the geotech and services investigation that we need to complete will tell us the ground conditions where essential services are located. That will include telecommunications, sewer, and drainage services. And this means we can design for or relocate those services as required. Also, due to the unique and challenging environment of the North Shore, we need to better understand the drainage and water storage and how that impacts before we can design that permanent road solution for you, which is practical and long-lasting. Once we complete the studies, we can create a detailed or shovel-ready design, which provides us with a finished road geometry, including the dimensions of the road and the finished surface level. The information provided from the design will be used to seek grant funding and allows us to articulate our requests for including this in the delivery program and council operational plan. The detailed design work will be completed by June 2023. So in conclusion, and a way to restate the works we have planned for the road maintenance and future work program, I thought I'd wrap it up in one slide. In 2022, we'll be undertaking priority road maintenance on the section shown in the map provided, and a detailed design of section 5 for Shoreline Drive. Beyond 2022, we'll be seeking future grant funding for Shoreline Drive road rehabilitation, which will be undertaken when that funding is secured. That funding will either be, as I say, grant funding or operational funding. We understand you may have more questions, so please feel free to reach out at any time to understand more on the works that will be proposed for the North Shore.